Okay, good morning, y'all. So I was reading Matthew 5:33 through 35, I think, or 37, and it was talking about promises. Now, I know a lot of us are guilty about this because every day we catch ourselves saying, I promise you this, I promise you that, and then we don't follow through with it. Or when we're trying to desperately prove something to somebody, we kind of find ourselves saying, I swear to God, or I swear on my family, or I swear on my life, or anything like that. So a lot of times we don't really give that much thought. We don't really think about how much power are actually in our words that we say. And in Matthew chapter 5, it was talking about to let your yes be yes and your no be no. And that's all you have to say, yes or no. You don't have to say, I swear on this, I swear on that. Because God says in the Bible that you don't have that power. You don't have the power to give life or take life. You don't have the power to age your body or not age your body. You don't have the power to gray your hair or keep it colored. Like you have that in a bottle, but physical power. You don't have that. But he's wanting to prove a point by saying all these words that come out of our mouth. We don't realize how much power we have in our words. So when we say stuff like that, we're speaking bad things, not just into our lives, but over other people. So he says that anytime you say something like that, that's not from God. That is not you proving you're trustworthy. That is not you proving anything. That is straight up from the evil one. And it even says that in, I think it was verse 35. I don't have it right in front of me, but go back and read it. I was reading in the ERV. I'm sure, whatever translation you want to read is fine. I like the ERV because it breaks it down really good. But next time you find yourself in a situation where you feel like you just have to prove yourself, prove it through your actions. Don't prove it through your words. Don't get swept up in the moment and say, I swear this, I swear that. I promise this, I promise that. If you're not going to follow through, don't do it because you're lying. And we know how God feels about lying, right? That's all throughout the Bible. It's even in the commandments, thou shalt not lie, right? So when we use our words, use your words with careful thought, because you don't realize how much power you have in the words that you speak. When you speak things into existence, into your life, but into other people's lives. You're going to be held accountable for that. So you should really be aware of the words that you speak over your life and in conversation with other people, or when you're mad about somebody else and something they said or did. You should really be aware of what you say about them, because your words have so much power. And that is a really good deep dive that you could actually get into, where the Bible talks about the power behind the words that you speak. We don't realize we hold that power. We don't realize that we have that power. But I'm constantly getting on to my husband all the time. He's always dooming himself before something ever happens. And I'm like, see, you're speaking that. And then it happens. So I'm slowly getting through to him about stop being negative, because all these negative thoughts and all these negative words and actions cause negativity not only in your life, but it affects everybody around you. So don't be the Debbie Downer. We need to try to start being more positive in the things we say and the things we do and how we speak about other people. Even if you don't like that person, you speak life into that person. You speak blessings over that person and pray for that person. But also pray for your heart, because God wants us to love everybody, including our enemies. And it even says to love your enemies as yourself. So with that being in mind, we need to stop casting down negative thoughts and words to other people and to our own selves. And we need to learn to love ourselves as much as we need to learn to love the people that we don't like. And oh my gosh, is that a tall order, because I've got some of those in my life. I do. And I've got that battle to fight through just like everybody else. But I think the fact of trying says a lot about who we are and about our character and about who we are as Christians. the more we try to act like God and to be the light of the world and not blend in with the world, the more power we have to reach others and to show our differences and to show this way is better than that way. This way leads you to Christ. This way leads you to death. This hell, it's not good. Like, you don't want to go that way, right? So we need to be very careful about the things that we say to people. We need to not swear, because that's Satan working through us. And we need to be careful about the words that we choose to say, because our actions and our thoughts and our words are more powerful than any of us could ever even imagine. So that's another thought for today that I had reading this morning. I did read some other things, but this is just the one I really wanted to touch on. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope you can use these words to incorporate into your life and maybe keep at the forefront of your mind and be like, oh yeah, Matthew said this. In Matthew chapter 5, he said not to swear over people. But I will put in the description in just a minute where it also talks about in the Bible different references about the power in our words that we speak. But remember, let your yes be yes and your no be no, and not I swear on anybody or anything to prove a point. Your actions speak louder than your words. Have a great day.